not expecting this portage. I didn't look at the map, and it's been probably about, I don't know, 12 years since I've been in here. So I didn't tell Sean about this. Well past my knee in this mud, and I don't know how I'm gonna get my shoe. North has decided to swim alongside me. Oh, we got a moose. Help! I'm literally stuck. And I can't get out without losing my shoe. Something devastating just happened to me. Oh my God. I did it. I did it. Woo. That was insane. Yeah. That is a tank. There we go. Yeah. Hey, Ted! It's f***ing big! Did he get you? There's one. Oh yeah. My biggest trout ever. Oh, it's epic, doesn't it? Really the best ones yet, I think. Oh man, nobody even saw. Man, I'm not going to tell them until they watch my video, and they'll all get a good laugh. Oh, holy, look. Okay, here we are in Kearney. Just met up with Sean. Me and Ted are ready to go. I got 120 kilometers to paddle in Algonquin Park, and we're all going to be soloing our own boats, and our trip begins. Now we're headed deep into the park interior for a week-long trip. Super excited. Sean and I have been sitting out in the boats here for 2 or 3 hours waiting for Ted, at least by now.
All right, ready to put in the water. Got a nice day. Looks like it might rain, but that's all right. Got some miles to put behind us, so I want to get going.
God, I don't know what he's doing.
Ready for lunch.
What do you think of this everyone solo thing? Solo, but not alone.
See something over there you want to see, go through.
Yeah. Just coming around the corner from the put-in and paddling up on a big bull moose like that. Pretty cool. It looks pretty healthy too. It was a hard winter, so that's good to see.
We're en route to the Nipissing River. That's where all the giants lie, and the gold and the tales of adventure and brook trout dancing on their tails come from. To majestic lands that I've not yet visited, but I've dreamed of.
Wow, Ted, that was beautiful. About 2.5 kilometers of portaging we've done today, but after we're done this portage, we're not going to be too far from our campsite. Sean managed to catch a brook trout. We haven't really fished much. We're trying to get into the interior, get to where the fishing's good. So a little concerning though that in this last little creek we were coming through that we only caught one. Yeah, I just stopped to take a break here because I'm tired and really gassed.
Yeah, baby. On the board.
Look at the colors on this beauty. On the board. So 3 portages and about 15 clicks later, and we got to our campsite. We've been moving most of the time, so we haven't been taking a ton of casts, but haven't exactly been loading in. We got 2 on the board so far. We are relying on fish for food on this trip. I have some kind of, I think like 4 freeze-dried meals. And after those are gone, if we're not catching anything else, Buck's gonna start looking kind of tasty.
No way we're not gonna just catch at least 1 good fish a day.
First try fish on the trip. It's not cooked. It's raw. Serious? Good though. Well, day 1 success. Not the best success with fishing. We're a little concerned because last time Sean was in here, he was just loading in. But we only managed to catch 2 fish today. Oh my goodness. So good. That little bit of spice. I mean, trout, you don't need anything on them at all, but it's nice to do it. Just a little crisp up the skin with a little oil and those seasonings. It's just electrifyingly delicious. And tomorrow's going to be less carrying and we're getting deeper and deeper into good fishing territory. So I'm super excited because it's, I mean, just a little brook trout that small is an exciting freaking fish to catch because it's a brook trout. It's just so majestic. And tomorrow's a new day. Get up and explore some more country and hook into some more fish, hopefully.
Oh, dude. Oh, shit. That's a net.
That's a beast. Yeah. We're eating well tonight. Times have changed for old Jim. There we go. That's a trout, eh? That's gonna fill me right up. I don't need to eat my freaking my freeze-dried macaroni anymore.
Yup. It's a nice one. Net. Get the net, grab the net.
Oh, it's even bigger than mine. It's a. We were just saying, like, what a way to end the day.
Look at this brookie I just caught.
After a pretty slow day of fishing and my one little minnow that I ate for dinner, things changed. Sean said, you know what? I'm gonna go down there and take a cast, and sure enough, he came up with a nice chunky trout. So of course me and Ted immediately jumped on our rods and I hooked into a freaking beauty. Maybe 4 or 5 casts later, probably over 2 pounds, maybe 2.5 pounds, and cleaned it up. So another round of fish. Epic trout feast in the end, and sort of an unexpected one after we had some pretty slow luck fishing today, but then we just loaded in. And yeah, amazing feast. Time for bed. Morning, Buck. How did you sleep? Frozen. Anybody home?
Good morning. Woke up really frosty, really cold night, but man, is it ever a beautiful day. Jim pulled in a brook trout this morning, so we're off to a good start. It is just beautiful out here, so I'm really looking forward to getting on the water and getting some more adventure behind us.
Today for Jim. You can feel the jealousy spilling over from Sean and Ted's canoes. One of the things that really becomes clear to you when you start catching the kind of fish we caught last night. Ted caught a trophy brook trout and I caught a beauty too. And it just becomes so clear after that that all the work you have to do to get here, to get to the good fishing. The harder it is to get to, the better the fishing's gonna be. It's worth it.
First portage of the day done, and a couple fish on the chart, so pretty pumped about that.
Oh, the Sutton trout. Yeah, like you're talking about rivers that get fished by like 5 rivers a year. Might be able to run this one, or this might be a total waste of time. But I'm gonna go have a peek around the corner in this eddy here. Sometimes when you stand up, you get a good view of the rapids. Yeah! Piece of cake, baby. Oh yeah, got a nice one. Feels decent. Yes! Look at that. First cast brook trout. Just walking along a portage here on the Nipissing, we came across this cool old cabin. How long do you think this has been here for? I think it was a ranger cabin, but looks like definitely there's some logging history involved. Tell me that's a dinner bell. Hey, Dad. Brook trout, 1928, Sean. The portage doesn't seem to be around much of a challenging stretch of river, so we're thinking we might put our canoes in and paddle the rest. See how it goes. Last stretch of river paddling today, and then portage and camp at the end of a portage trail. Long paddle along the winding and twisting Nipissing River, followed by a portage that was completely overgrown with alder bushes. We had to veer way off the way. You know, it started getting pretty cold, but we got a tarp rigged up and we got a fire going. I found some nice standing dead dry spruce trees, and so we actually got a nice camp rigged up, a cozy camp rigged up. Just walking down this portage trail here on Allen Rapids and came up on a moose. That was super awesome. We're portaging along and right near the end of the trail. I'd seen some a tuft of fur up there, and I thought it was deer fur, maybe from a wolf kill, but it seemed a little too dark. And you know, there's not really any deer around here, so I suppose I should have known. And as soon as I came down here and I saw this moose that was losing its fur, I knew that's what we'd seen back there. Whoa, almost went down too. How was that, guys? Yeah, it's terrible. Except we saw a moose, so that was kind of awesome.
Rewarded for the hard work, I guess.
Kinda.
Shitty washed out portage, a lot of downfalls, alders, and on top of that, it looks like the contour line crossed over a 2-kilometer stretch, and it was really just a very gradual drop. So we're thinking we could have run it.
I've decided to run this rapid. We gave it a little scout, and we saw a long stretch of what looks like class 2s, very hard to scout from the river. So I'm a little nervous. I'm going to be meeting up with Ted and Sean. They're going to run the bottom part here of Adams Rapids, but wish me luck because I'm going to need it. Take it slow. Coming into the tough section now. Oh, yikes. Being a good canoeist and a good camper is one of the key skills to get on brook trout. I mean, if I wasn't able to run this rapid, it would be very hard for me to get to these spots where you just saw me catch that fish there. I met up with Ted and Sean. They carried and they put in just below the class 2. Another log jam.
If we ever go to hell, we're gonna have to pull over log jams for eternity.
The dog is so heavy. I don't think he's woken up.
And he's done it! Still plenty of time to fall in.
Beautiful little campsite last night. Long portage to finish the day yesterday, but Ted and Sean came up on a moose antler just in the bush, which was really cool. And we found a gorgeous little site after passing a huge raging waterfall. And we took a little time to go check that out. Hi, Mom! Today's gonna be a little different because we're gonna be paddling on some big lakes. We're going through Burnt Route today. We got over 4 kilometers, which, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not too stoked about. We are leaving the Nipissing behind. Who knows how many fish we got here, maybe 40. Now we challenge of a never-ending portage through the bush, and The trail goes over a lot of contour lines, so it looks like there's going to be some serious uphills too.
There's something I wasn't really bargaining for. That was a good one.
Here you go, Buck. Your duties are relieved.
Just like the cool weather.
Oh, there he goes. This is Whiskey Jack Lake.
This is where one of the highest elevations in the park. So this is all just spring fed, and then everything drains out of these, goes south. So there's very little vegetation in here. So really crystal clear, just beautiful.
Oh, it's delicious. Fishing Whiskey Jack Lake here. Whiskey Jack is another word for a gray jay, which is the national bird of Canada. But it's derived from Cree and Ojibwe folklore. And the Whiskey Jack is the trickster. In Ojibwe culture, they're a little different in each culture, but in Ojibwe culture, usually it would play a trick on you. So it's more or less good, but it would play kind of sometimes not the nicest trick on you, but it would be in order to teach you something important about life. Maybe the trickster's at work here on Whiskey Jack Lake in the Algonquin Backcountry. A beautiful glowing green lake, really awesome. Oh, just so it took the life out of me, Ted. Oh. The ice just got off a week ago, so the lake trout haven't come up, so it'll probably be better in about a week. Right now they're still kind of deep, like 15 feet, and we didn't really have the right tackle to get that deep, so it's kind of a little early. We're here. If we were here in about a week, it'd be better, but at least there's no bugs. Anyway, so yeah, we found a decent campsite, and I guess the next steps are to get our fire going and just do our routine, get settled in, and I guess hopefully we can catch a fish. Bring the net! I got one!
It's hooked on the stomach.
Oh, that's why.
Whoa!
That's why. Still a pig though.
Yeah!
That's why the fight was so intense though. High five, bro, from far.
I can't.
Oh,
Nice.
Thanks, good netting job. Ah! That's a tank, dude. Yeah. Holy f. Nice fish. So we went to a place that I'm never telling you where it is. And anyway, so we went out, we went up to the base of a little rapid, and honestly, right off the hop, Sean hooks a big one and can't land it because it's too freaking big to boat, and the net was in Ted's boat. So it gets off, and he was pretty upset, clearly. I probably would have cried, but Sean managed to hold back the tears. Anyways, so me and Ted cast and just started feeling quite inferior to Sean since we hadn't caught anything at all. And I was kind of about to call it quits, and I cast my line out and sort of paddled across the current at the base of the rapid, and bam, I hit one. So two awesome fish, and we were kind of complaining that the fishing had been a little slow. So super exciting, amazing end to the day.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. Door T, bitches. No, that's it.
Work out so well.
Well, first of all, I tried to go up the right side,
facing upriver and under the tree because I thought it would be more fun. And it was all working out. So my life jacket got stuck on a tree twig and I was stuck there, trying to pull forward. Just started just screaming obscenities. And so that didn't work out so well, so I made it up the other side. So yeah, not a very graceful chain of events for old Jim. Dad, let me see that fish you just caught.
It's a couple nice little brookies.
Sweet.
This one's a beauty. That's gonna be dinner.
Nice.
You move yours a bit more even. Yeah, I think that's about it.
I'm gonna use the back of the axe for that. At least it's kind of open at the back.
One of the shitty things about setting up your tent in the rain is that before you get your fly on, all the rain is just dumping in your tent. That sucks. So I'm actually going to use my sweater to dry this up. Setting up your tent in the rain is a pain in the butt.
Chad, here, try some of this, bud.
Come on. That's good.
As soon as it got cold, the fishing dropped off, and we're realizing it's really dependent on temperature. When it gets a little warm, they start biting. We're there! I see the portage. It's beautiful.
Here we are. Finally, I'm freezing.
Wow, what an epic day, but it turned into a real slog, cold, and we all started shivering because we're just beast paddling up the Tim River, and the current is pretty strong, and every time we stop we get cold. So but wow, after all that hard work, an incredible day to sort of battle against the elements and battle against cold and make it to an awesome campsite. Definitely hard at the end of the day, but it made it a real adventure. So here we are paddling up the upper stretch of the Tim River. We got a ways to go and then we have to cross Tim Lake, but the trip is coming to an end. We probably are going to be done in a couple hours. So it's been an awesome trip. The amount of moose we saw is great. There's been a lot of talks recently about moose populations going down. So to see healthy populations, it makes me feel really good that there's definitely still a lot of hope for moose in areas where, that are inaccessible. Saw a lot of the beauty of the interior backcountry here in Algonquin Park. It's just addictive. Like when you get into these backcountry lakes and you get on some of these beautiful brook trout, you just got to come back every spring.
Yeah.
And there it is. We've come full circle. Just put in here with Sean James from My Self-Reliance, and we are trying to track down the elusive brook trout, and we got to get into the backcountry on a lake that we have suspicions on it holding some good trout, and we got to be back in the same day. But man, it feels awesome to be on the water. So it's going to be like the kind of day where you're getting sunburned and tortured by black flies. But if that comes with brook trout, well then I'm all good with that.
biting pretty good.
Bass again.
Small one, but feels big. Well, first 2 casts, 2 fish. Unfortunately, not a species that's in season. Got a little bass here. Which we will beautifully release and move on. Fish are biting though, it's exciting. Gotta run this beaver dam. Get the f out of here. Nice fish, bud. I was gonna take a cast here, and I'm like, no, I'll get the boat first. I knew it. I was just like, this is the play, like just base of the falls. Look at that. That's a bruiser too. As suspected, we thought there'd be some fish at the base of this rapid. Sure enough, there is. Sean hammers one, first cast. Looks like it's over a pound anyways.
Hey, really short, but look how fat he is.
Yeah.
So far so good, but not so much for old Jim. Sean catches a tank and I get snagged. And I asked Sean what he brought for lunch and he said skill. So starting to feel definitely happy for Sean, but sort of like a raging sense of insecurity. Am I good enough? Am I a worthwhile person? So only time will tell.
So I just pulled away from the portage, trying to get my snag out. So frustrating to get a snag when everyone else is catching fish right in your face and you're just sitting there on their snag. Gotta keep that positive attitude. Positive attitude is what fishing is all about.
It's kind of a different way of fishing too, because it's like hiking, right? Yeah. So it's kind of cool.
I was not expecting this portage. I didn't look at the map and it's been probably about, I don't know, 12 years since I've been in here. So I didn't tell Sean about this. This was my idea to get in here. So far it's proved to be more fruitful for him, but yeah. So it's gonna be 3 portages, which means 6, because we gotta come back the same way. But they're easy and nice and wide, and amazingly the bugs aren't hammering us, probably because we're moving. As soon as we kind of stay in one place for a while they come out, but not bad so far. It's a bass. It's out of season. Oh, 3 pounds. Yeah. Beauty, dude. Drag's a little loose.
Fat.
It is. Look, they're just feeding like crazy around here.
Lost today, smallmouth?
No. The scales are too big. Maybe it's just a bass, like a Cisco or something. No, I don't want to get my hand snagged on the That's cool. Oh yeah. Oh, I think so. I'm gonna have to go to shore to land this, dude. Secret pro tip. All right, I'm gonna try to beach him here. Look at that. That's a pretty nice fish, eh? Yeah. You want me to throw it on the stringer? Yeah. Crazy mixed bag here. Just had a whitefish on and just a school of absolute tanks. And already got a brook trout. So we're getting some action, caught some bass, but definitely trying to avoid them. The season's not open. And so we released them quickly, but yeah, interesting. And we're not making distance as fast as we wanted to get into another backcountry lake from here because the fishing's been pretty good. So anyways, yeah, good times. Nice day so far. The mouth of the river here after the portage proved to be a bit of a menagerie, and I'm dragging some fish on a stringer here. So we got 2 whitefish and a sucker, and we caught and released I think 3 bass. They're not seasoned, so we just get them off and release them as fast as possible. So that was a lot of fun, and we were just sight fishing. There are trout in this lake. We'll try a few casts here on the way back and just kind of push on to our destination, which is going to be another portage to get deeper into the backcountry and see if we can really get into some nice trout fishing. Yeah, so we're just cruising by this island and saw a bird land on it. Well, as we got closer, we realized it's a full blue heron rookery, maybe not a huge one, but seems like there's probably at least 4 or 5 nests there anyways, and a whole bunch of seagull nests too, and birds coming back and forth. So cool thing to see. Tons of herons landing. And when all else fails, pack a peanut butter and jam sandwich. There's a bushcraft tip for you. So lunch was absolutely epic. And amazingly, there wasn't any bugs over at our campsite. But we've just paddled across the lake trolling. We decided not to jump further into the backcountry. That might be a mission for another time, but there are trout in this lake. So we're going to fish this lake, but more or less we got to start heading back because we're kind of in the bush a ways off the roads. Anyways, the black flies have found us. Quite a few around me now. But maybe there'll be a bit of a breeze here on the other side of this island. Like, sure as hell doesn't look like it though.
Put a deep diver on. I gotta get away from
You got a diver, eh? I don't think I have a diver here. It's good though. So Sean has landed another 2 trout on top of the one he caught this morning, or I've caught 0. But that's okay, my day will come. And it's all just about getting out. Took to the 11th hour, losing daylight and a ways to paddle, but I landed a brook trout. All right. So that's 4 today. Not bad, eh, Sean, for being so close to the roads and everything? For a day trip anyways. Brook trout are very majestic fish that you often have to kind of travel into the backcountry for, at least in more populated areas. And there's excellent brook trout fishing around here, but because it gets fairly warm here in the summer, they retreat to the lakes and they're hard to catch. So when you catch one, you really feel like, you know, like you're doing good. You know, you feel good about yourself. So great day, just making our way out, coming through this kind of black spruce swampy forest, tons of nesting ducks, lots of wildlife today, 4 trout, lots of fish, awesome day, couldn't have been more perfect, no wind, nice and hot, and somehow the bugs didn't get us too bad. So awesome day to be out catching some trout.
This one you got the bag?
Yeah. I just got a bite here.
Yeah, me too. I just lost one.
Yeah, maybe 2. Good 2 anyways. This day trip into the Algonquin backcountry was fairly arduous by most people's standards, and with overnight camping banned and the park only recently opening for day use due to COVID, any would-be backcountry travelers are forced to go in and back in a single day. This has restricted the flow of people into the park. The ecosystem seemed to be in balance, and it looked like the wildlife and fish had had little recent human interaction. With far less people having traveled through this area this year than most, the backcountry had a feeling of being pristine and untouched. As bad as the COVID crisis has been, I still feel lucky that I got the chance to witness this area in such a state.
Well, give me fucking animal and slam them in there.
There's no tie.
North, come here. North, in the boat. North, over here. Come here. In the boat. In the boat. In the boat. North, come here. we are off. We got a perfect day. It's calling for some rain, potentially thunderstorms, because there's been a real heat wave for this time of year. Black flies are out. It is May and we are chasing trout, going for specks, going into interior Algonquin. Nothing crazy distance wise, because we wanted to leave some more time for fishing. We got my dog North here, you can hear him whining. Got my buddy Ryan paddling in the bow, and I'm paddling my new 18-foot Novacraft Prospector and Tough Stuff Expedition. And this is the canoe's maiden voyage. North, lie down. North, lie down. Bad dog, lie down. North is trying to tip the boat. And we also have my cousin Brad, my buddy Will, and none other than my brother Ted Baird here. So we're stoked. We got 3 portages today. We're basically doing like a yo-yo. We're going in and coming back, but we're trying to get into a backcountry lake that I've never been in before, that's supposed to have some good fishing for brook trout. It's going to be about, you know, I don't know, 800 meter portage to get in there, but I've heard good things. So North, come here. North, leave it. Leave it. North, leave it. How is that, guys? Nice. Yeah, this looks like a honey hole here, though, eh? Yeah. All right, you want to go grab yours? There's one. Nice. Keep. We got a keeper. There's one. Perch. Keeper. Nah. Too bad we can't stay there a little longer, but we got to get to our destination. We still have a little ways to go and a couple not fun portages in between. So anyways, pretty fun. Well, we got portage coming up here around a waterfall, but this will put us into North T. So this is one of the lakes we're going to. But shouldn't be too tough of a portage, but it sure ain't too easy. Not really dangerous because there's kind of a big rock blocking the portal to the waterfall, so it's not really somewhere where you'd wash over unless you really deserved it. And it's an easy enough portage trail too. So
Probably. Recommendable. They're heavy. Super nice.
trip number 1. About 250 meter here, but kind of like a highway, so hopefully it doesn't feel so bad. It's longer than I remember it being. Pretty good one, eh? 18 feet long, durable whitewater material, but only 72 pounds. So pretty easy to carry, really, no problem.
Yeah, it's got a momox and moats and milling and everything. There's still a few things, yeah. That's like the sailors.
Semi in shape quality.
And he has a fish too.
Yeah? Whitey, oh, looks bassy.
No, it's staying down. Should I go out there and get him?
Go get it.
No. You got it.
It's a biggie too.
Oh, it's a fatty smallie, bud, like 4-pounder. Oh
shit. He's coming right for you.
Want me to net him? Want me to net him?
You can get some film footage, whatever.
That's like a 3-pounder for sure. Well, more than that.
Oh, bud.
Let's get him released real quick. That's a nice fish.
That's 4 pounds for sure. Oh, it's up there anyway.
That's over 3 anyways, we'll call it. That's a football.
All right.
Don't worry, Jim, they can edit out the huffing and puffing. Woo! Some type of
Zeus is kind of swimming back across the lake. Well, here we have our boat. And it's actually almost harder because we have to reload the boat and literally paddle right over to there for the last 250 meters. But it kind of gave us a bit of a break, and then we could do the portage in stages.
Good job.
We're there. And this is supposed to be on the east. Ryan, buddy, look at that. What a treat. Yes, Ryan. Holy.
It's done, dude.
Amazing.
It's a done deal. We just gotta cook it.
That is epic, man.
You guys ever been to
Sometimes I like
bad.
Boom. The legs pulled down. It's adjusting to the height you need.
Getting some stormy conditions going on here. If that's a wall of rain coming towards us.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Hanging out the postcard.
Yeah, these other guys that we talked to the other camp, they said there's like supposed to be good Lakers in here too. I don't know.
Come on. Way back after
We're getting pelted by hail right now. Oh man, look, you see the size of that one?
I got hit with a, I got hit in the hand with a good one. Stick your hand out, Jim.
No.
Ow.
Oh man, yeah, it hurts. Oh yeah, wow, look at that. That's big, that's really big. They taste better than the stocked ones for sure, you know?
I would fucking if they were like, listen.
Nice.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, Jim.
We woke up this morning, decent enough time, got some coffees in us and hit the water pretty slow again. Brad lost one, then, you know, we were fishing for a while. You know, not quite as good here as what we thought it would be until Will just slammed a beauty, biggest fish of the trip so far. Nice trout, so that's super exciting. So we're gonna put a little more effort here and see if we can get another one. Oh no, did you see that? Great one. There we go. Nice, boys.
Nice, mine's bigger.
Woo! Took us a while to figure out this lake, but we sort of found what we think is a honey hole and realized that the fish, just because of the heat yesterday, are deeper than normal for this time of year. But yeah, we basically had to circumnavigate the whole lake, and all the trout seem to be right around here, eh, Will? All right, number two. Number 2 for Will, number 3 of the trip for Will. That's dude, that's better than the one I kept yesterday, for sure.
It's decent, man.
What were you doing there, Will?
I'll just send out a little
Love letter.
little maps. Maybe maps 2, maps 1. Let it sink down to the bottom and then just jig them out of there.
How long do you let it sink for after you cast land?
I don't know, maybe like 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
3 seconds, baby.
I'll be hosting a TED Talk. If anyone wants, lessons on how to slay out here in Algonquin.
Clothing optional.
It was not easy. We had to work for the fish we got, but we did get some fish and some nice ones too. So in the end, we're happy with it. Now we're going to jump back into North T, which is from whence we came. Got a portage ahead of us, and we're gonna camp out on North T, chill, and see if we can't get into any lake trout today. There are brookies there, but they get picked up by the bass that were likely not native, so they're few and far between. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we find a good campsite adjacent to the deep water where there's lake trout, and that's it.
You get it! You get it! You get it!
Well, at this time of year, the suckers run. So, sure enough, we pulled over at a little creek to check it out, and right off the bat, Will was able to catch a sucker with his bare hands after Ted caught one. Yeah, it's like the red color, eh? Yeah, they're called red suckers. That guy needs help.
With his bare hand.
Got it.
Got it.
Yeah. Release.
Here we are at our next campsite, banged off the portage, out of the lake we were in, and really cool. We got a chance to check out a sucker run. The suckers are running in the spring, and I'm not talking about
Still undone.
I'm not talking about suckers like Brad, Ted, Will, and Ryan. I mean sucker fish, not bottom dwellers.
Ball dweller.
I guess they are bottom dwellers. Anyways, yeah, so that was really cool. We saw a ton of those, and we made a pretty big crossing, fortunately before the winds blew up, and we found an island campsite right in the middle of this big lake. Gorgeous campsite, lots of space. and we're just having a shore lunch with those delicious trout we caught this morning. It's smelling amazing. Ryan's cooking up some sausages, so no shortage of food on this trip. So awesome day. We're just gonna kick it, eat some food, and then head out and try to see if we can't catch any lake trout in this lake this evening.
We should be off the point of this island, eh?
Within 2 minutes. Move right. Move right.
Yesterday, incredible day. Woke up early, got out there, slammed a bunch of trout, had an epic shore lunch when we got back here, went out, fished again. Brad caught a burbot or a lingcod, which we didn't keep because we had a ton of food, but you know, they're weird looking fish, but they're super tasty. And we also saw a sucker run as well in a creek here. At this time of year, the suckers run and spawn in creeks, which is really special because it's something a lot of people kind of don't see. So I've never really seen a sucker run in such shallow water. I've seen them running in deeper creeks, so that was super cool. And then to actually see the eclipse with a perfect shot from our campsite, perfectly clear, still night, that was amazing. Good food, good buddies, good times. Now we're just packed up and we're loading the canoes and we're gonna head back out the way we came. Then that'll be about it. Strap the canoes on the roof and come back to Algonquin another time.
Stay. Stay. Good boy.
Norse is being a very good boy, staying, but he sees Brad's dog Ray on the other bank. Well, that's all about North could take. And he swam across the river to go play with Ray. So, gave it a pretty good effort. I got like a really strong hit. If it was a speck, it would have been a tank, but I saw the side of it and it looked like a bass, which is kind of strange because the males are kind of guarding their nests now, but maybe a bass came up here. We're just basically walked up the river, up a little rapid, and are fishing a bunch of little pools, trying to get into some probably what will be smaller size speckled trout. Oh, but that kept me going there for a bit longer than I should have, because if it was a speck, it would have been by far the biggest one of the trip so far. It's exciting. Well, I didn't think there was much current going down this river until we had to come back up it, and a lot of bends. Plus, with all the rain, the water levels come up a bit, so we're getting close, but yeah, making us work a little bit harder just because paddling against a pretty stiff current. Eagles soared overhead as we made our way into a pristine backcountry lake north of Massey, Ontario. The ice had just come off the lakes, and we were in search of native lake trout. I traveled with my brother Ted Baird, Sean James of My Self-Reliance, and friend Nate Smith. Canine companions Callie and North were along for the trip too. Only accessible in winter or in early spring by canoe when the connecting beaver swamps and streams hold enough water. lake we were questing for lay outside of any main canoe route systems. After struggling through deep mud, headwinds, and some challenging portages, we found a true native trout lake that has never been sullied by the planting of non-native invasive species. Upon arrival, we are greeted by a myriad of rugged islands, rocky outcrops, and despite signs of log drives as recently as the 1950s, we found a lake with no development that we had all to ourselves. In the boat, in the boat. And we are off. Probably just gonna blast through this lake and get into what is a natural trout lake, 3 portages deep into the backcountry. Going into a steady headwind, beautiful day. Bugs are out, but the wind's keeping them down, and we are in search of spring trout. Might get into some specks, which is brook trout, speckled trout. Ice just went out here. We're in northern Ontario, up north of Massey, and super excited for a spring trout fishing trip. We're coming to what it might be our first portage. I'm not really sure. The map shows they're like marked almost like a waterfall, and it looks like there might be a drop, so I'm not really sure. We're just using standard 1 to 50 Canadian topographic maps. So we're gonna have to see what it is when we get there. Okay. See a bunch of suckers in here, Sean? What? Oh yeah? Strong wind is blowing my canoe all over the place. The creek is just too shallow to drag through. But it's kind of a cool beaver meadow we're heading through, and this big long portage almost looked like we could paddle it on the map, but my guess is that it's probably going to mean the fishing's better once you get back here, because outside of the winter with the snowmobile, it's pretty hard to get in here. Oh, shit. well past my knee in this mud, and I don't know how I'm going to get my shoe on. Oh man, I am stuck deep in mud, probably the deepest I've ever been stuck here before, and I'm afraid to try pulling out my foot because I'm going to lose my shoe. I'm not going to be able to get it back. And look at how deep into the muck I am here, up to here. Brutal. Help! I'm literally stuck, and I can't get out without losing my shoe. I don't have any other shoes. did it! Woo! That was insane. Nobody even saw. Man, I'm not gonna tell them until they watch my video, and they'll get a good laugh. Oh. Make sure you don't try to cross over that that creek swamp. Just go around to the right.
I was gonna try to wade up the creek, but I think that might be a flop.
I think so too. It's stupid to blow a dam too, because nothing really eats this. This here is what you call a beaver meadow, and what happened was this should all be easy going, but either the beavers got trapped out or somebody blew the dam, or the beavers just exhausted their food source and either died or moved on. Beaver dams are out, another beaver dam are out, so we're kind of paddling upriver in swampy, shallow stuff, so way harder than we expected. Sean's already apologized. He promised it wasn't going to be like this.
Yeah, that's me. Well, this is nothing to me, that's the thing, right? So I didn't really think anything of it. Forgot who was coming.
Right. Good answer, good answer. But it happens sometimes, you know, you look at the maps, definitely don't represent this. The maps represent the beaver swamp. You could tell that was an old dam.
Have to carry it?
You got some wood, Ted? But it's the word for hickory translates to good bow wood.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know why it's good to learn indigenous language, because you don't have to learn the name and then what it does is both at the same time. Anyway,
what's the proper response?
map way further of a trip than we just did. Here we are. As you can see, we found a great campsite. The first spot we looked at, we were all game to camp there. We were pretty sick of paddling to just ripping headwinds, and Nate jumped in his canoe and he paddled down this long bay into the headwinds, actually found a better campsite, and so we all jumped in our canoes and went and did that and came here. It turned out to be better for sure. We did try a little bit of fishing, but you know, we got 2 more days to fish, and we just kind of trolled here with the winds. It was very challenging, so yeah, hopefully you're gonna see us eating trout for tomorrow, but yeah, I'm hoping I'm eating trout tomorrow and not the pasta. I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't very good. Anyway, so Nate's gonna break out some and we're gonna get f***ed up and, you know, call it a night around 5 a.m.
leisurely pace this morning. It was nice, quite nice. With some breakfast and some coffees, and went on a rant about a bunch of the problems in the world. I think we pretty much solved all of them. And now we're going to basically more or less going to climb into the canoe and hopefully get some lake trout. I mean, I'm sure there's like 20 pounders in here, but as far as eating goes and good size goes, that is a beauty.
I'm excited to eat it.
Yeah, what'd you catch it on?
A little Cleo copper and red.
Sean has got a fish on.
An eater.
Yeah! Good job.
That's perfect eating size. That's good.
Perfect.
Nice. Did he get you?
Okay, I have just hooked into a fish. Pretty good size. We brought some stuff to have a shore lunch. There he is. But there it is. Good one. Good, probably about 2 pounds. I switched my lures to a white tube jig. These guys went ahead of me, and then when I was landing that fish, I got blown into a deep bay, so I have to fight back against the wind. But yeah, this is a natural lake trout lake. That species probably has things that are specific to it that you wouldn't find exactly the same in any other lake, because they've been here for probably about 8,000 years. They've been in this lake, and you know, lakes around here, but they're probably somewhat on a smaller scale unique to this lake, because they've been here since the glaciers retreated, you know, about 8,000 years ago. So that's pretty cool. And so many of these front country or even backcountry trout lakes near where train tracks go or roads and that, they've been stocked with bass, and that can really especially hurt the speckled trout fishery. So it's interesting to fish a lake that doesn't have bass, that only has trout in it. And that's the way a lot of these kind of cold water lakes were at one time, and unfortunately they've become less good, for almost destroyed the speckled trout fishery, but also you know, the lake trout aren't as affected by bass introduction, but it's not good for them either. So just really awesome to be able to fish a lake that is in its truly natural state. There's still good numbers, not a stocking program in here, and catch these beautiful cold water fish. Lake trout are actually a char, they're not a true trout, but they're all char, trout, and whitefish are all part of the salmonid family. So they're related to Atlantic salmon, and of course Chinook salmon, and all the other West Coast species as well. Super exciting, yes! I don't know where the hell these guys went off to though. We pulled over here for shore lunch after having some luck with the fishing, and in doing so discovered a great place to camp. The wind picked up some, but we're all kind of thinking that maybe we just move our campsite to here, because we've had good luck with lake trout. I caught mine right out there, Nate caught his out there, Sean one in here, etc. And it's just a beautiful open spot. And we do have time. We have another night on this lake, so we might move. But first, we are going to enjoy a delicious shore lunch of lake trout, get filled up. I'm feeling pretty hungry because whatever way you look at it, we got some headwinds to paddle back into to get back to camp, so I need to fuel up. I got this little cold seal Baird and trout knife. It's great for cleaning trout, and I think these are small enough that we can just basically gut them, you know? So a little tip here, you start at the asshole, you slice up the asshole like this, right to the top, right to there, and you stab through here, this little part through there, and you go forward like that. And then I like this knife because there's that ring, so you can just hang on to it. You don't need to put it down. You grab this and you pull, and everything, if you do it right, comes out with the fish. This one didn't work too well, but yeah, I got the gills, most of the guts. Most of the time all the gills come out. The only reason it didn't is because this fish is a little too big. But there, so I got the front fins, and then all the guts out, and then all you got to do after that is clean out this little bloodline here. I just go in there with my thumb and just scrape that right out, right down to the spine. And then I just give it a rinse off in the water, and that's good to go. I'll cut it in half and cook it with the head on even.
Do you have any lemon juice? Lemon?
Oh. No, we could have let it burn down.
Looks delicious.
That was so weird.
It's always like that beginner's luck. It's just because they're actually like not, in a rock or what.
Today I thought.
First fish of the trip.
It's really well cooked.
Perfect. Absolutely delicious.
They're a little thicker than I usually do them. So yeah.
Things are getting interesting. Epic shore lunch, but we realize if we want to get back to our campsite and come back and camp here, we have to leave now. And part of the thing is that there's a blasting headwind, the winds have increased, and there's whitecap breaking just out in front of where I'm standing now, which is where we had the shore lunch. So we have to just go beast mode. Really hard. That's all I gotta say about that. So it felt good that we made it, and it's pretty much as soon as we made it, Ted landed one, a good one too. So we're all on the board for today. All around, it was definitely worth taking the risk and leveling up to the physical challenge of paddling in that headwind to switch campsites, and we're going to get a much better campsite for our efforts too. So more effort, more rewarding for sure. Well, the winds died down some, and we decided to explore the lake a bit more, do some more fishing, and we came over to a gathering of islands, and Sean and Ted and Nate jumped out and kind of scouted what looks to be like a pretty decent campsite. So we might actually just jump on this site instead of paddling back to the point where we had the shore lunch.
And maybe, but
Well, it is dinner time. Everybody's cooking up their delicious food. Sean had some pork chops. He had some baked potato. Ted's cooking up a lake trout. Nate's got some fancy dehydrated meal. And I'm cooking a can of habitant pea soup. This is a Canadian tradition, head office in Montreal. Not as interesting as all the fish and steaks to cook, but it's gonna hit the spot. Chef's kiss. Good morning, ladies and germs. Today on the agenda, I think we're just gonna, try to catch some lake trout. Maybe, hopefully we get into something a little bigger, but with this cold front, you can see my breath. My hands are cold. I got the toque on. And the previous day, it was quite warm on the day that we the day that we got into this lake when we were portaging everything. It was quite warm, so that temperature fluctuation can sometimes mess with the fish. But lake trout don't seem to be as affected by it as some other species. I just made that up just for my own positive mindset, because honestly, a positive mindset is one of the most important things when it comes to fishing, even more important than if there even are fish there. Cold day isn't ideal. Let's hope that I'm wrong.
First 5 minutes of the day fishing. It's a nice little shore lunch trout.
Like running like a salmon. Oh, that might have a whopper.
Oh!
Yeah!
That is a tank.
Yeah! All right.
Yeah! What do we have there, Nate?
My biggest trout ever.
Yeah.
Which isn't saying much, but hey man, I'm pretty excited about this.
That is awesome, man. Congrats. Ted's already hooked into one, and Nate just hooked into the biggest fish of the trip yet. It looks like a beauty. Still good eater, so yeah, maybe the cold front isn't hurting us so much. Just paddling along, and looks like the morning bite is over, so we're sort of picking our way fishing to get to a shore lunch spot. And yeah, that's right in that tree. And we came up on a bald eagle. It was acting a little territorial. Well, sure enough, its nest is right in this white pine tree here, which is pretty cool. And it's not too happy about us being here. When I was a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. That's it. That's all you get.
Listen, out of all the bushcrafty type people here,
Yeah.
I'm only doing
No,
this.
it's a good effort.
Yeah. That big one that you're asking me about, that was really dark.
Right. So that's a butterfly right there. Hey, Nate? That looks perfect, dude.
Wow. I'll put it on.
I mean, we could eat it for dinner too. Just bring it back in the bag.
Not hungry? Ooh, that's hot. This is the one that I butterflied. Nate's one. It's a good size. No bones in it at all.
Like, you know?
Right off the shore from our lunch
Get to
spot.
the lake trout from shore, baby. Can we keep it?
Nice one. North.
Oh, nice night. That's a pretty good eater class.
North.
Came in and hit like right here, right? Yeah, that's cool. Well, there we go. This one just from shore with a large Williams whitefish. What more can you ask for? Just hammering beauty Lakers from shore. Amazing, perfect day. little late to get on the board today, but I'm pretty happy with that.
Ted's hooked into another one here.
Oh, not that big.
It's a fish. Nice.
Beauty fish by Ted. Now Nate's got one. We're just hammering fish. Nate's got a nice one too now. It escaped.
With my lure.
Oh no! The line broke?
Yeah.
Where? Got one! Feels like a good size anyways. Man, not too bad. And then, well, I guess that is about it for the day. Awesome day. A lot of fish caught. Lake trout aren't easy to catch. If you're catching lake trout, you're usually they're a little more challenging. You got to work harder for them. They're a little bit more elusive, and it's definitely something to brag a little bit more about. So that's pretty cool. Ted and I, when we were kids, the lake we grew up on had lake trout. We didn't even figure out how to catch them until we were probably teenagers. We didn't have the patience and the know-how and that kind of stuff, so we would have been proud of ourselves, of our childhood selves would be quite proud of what we've managed to accomplish here. And lake completely to ourselves as well. Gorgeous campsite, gorgeous shoreline spots, rugged shores, myriad of islands. Loving it. So I'm gonna go up and get into some of Nate's emergency wine, get a fire going, and fry up some fish for dinner. And I don't know what else is on the menu tonight. Awesome day.
Nice. You gonna stick around? Stir that up. Alright, so this one is, what's this one called? Chicken teriyaki with rice. Look at that. There's a lot of going on there. It doesn't say there's peas and stuff, but apparently that's in there. And this is pasta primavera. Just stir that up here. It says to specifically stir it with a moss stick that contains fat wood and lichens. Seal that up. Wait for, you know, a couple of beers, and then it's ready.
How many beers did you say?
2 beer, and that's ready to go.
Right on ski. Look at that professional.
That still?
No, I'm too lazy. Why, do you want to make it?
Well, I was just gonna.
That's good, that's good. A little homemade maple syrup.
I thought you were seeing was on that.
I don't know if everybody else is enjoying the extremely slow pace this morning, but I am. Oh man, this is good. Beautiful morning, mist rising up off of the lake. The calls of sandhill cranes were heard as several flew overhead. And just absolutely gorgeous with a nice sunrise, so that was pretty cool. And pretty slow pace this morning. We have to leave today. It's our last day here. But anyways, yeah, it's about time to you know, start moving, packing up, and heading off on our way. But so far it's been an amazing trip. I guess everything could technically go to pretty soon though, so
They just rocks.
Like walking across America.
Tiny little town on the other side of the St. Lawrence, that city.
Yeah.
Nobody spoke English. So.
Well, we are on the water after a beautiful morning at camp. None of us had been in this lake before. We didn't really have any info on it. This is just a crown land lake. There's no marked campsites or anything. We didn't really know where the fishing might be good, where it wouldn't be. So we've had to learn a lot about that for ourselves, but I feel like that's all part of the adventure and excitement about something like this, is that sometimes it can take a little while longer to learn it than if you go to, say, a provincial park where everything's mapped out for you. But that's also part of the fun of it, and you know, learning that knowledge that isn't in the public domain, that kind of few people know, and getting the chance to tangle with natural lake trout. This lake's never been stocked. This is a self-sustaining lake trout lake, all natural fish. Oh, and speak of the devil. Yes. Oh yeah, feels pretty good. Looks like a good eating size one. Yeah. Woo! There we go. There we go. That's a little, probably a little under average size for this lake. Using the Williams whitefish here. It's just been slaying for us since we started using these. Ever since we started using these large Williams whitefish spoons, we started slaying. Started doing definitely better. There we go. On the board for today. Nice little treat for the paddle home. Love it. Basically right now I'm standing in an old logging slough, so they would have dammed the lake to get the water level higher, and then the spring released water from the dam and used that extra flow to drive logs down here. And I'm standing on where they guided the logs. They put other logs lengthwise to help slide the logs over the boulders in the rapid. There's a log, you can tell that came down in the drive because the ends have been cut off with a saw. We get them all the way down there eventually into a larger river so they could be run to Georgian Bay. Moose skull on your left, Sean? Or on Nate's left?
There it is. Bull Lake Outfitters.
It's where we started our trip from, where we parked our vehicles. Another great trip in the books.
Established in 1897, Algonquin Park protects over 3,000 square miles of beautiful wilderness. It stands as one of the top 10 brook trout fisheries in the vast province of Ontario, Canada. However, these fish only flourish in abundance deep within the backcountry, where arduous portaging and many miles of paddling are required to reach them. During the spring, when the water temperatures are cold, they venture into the shallows and streams where they can be caught more easily. Questing after these majestic wild trout can become an addictive pursuit for many wilderness explorers. Thus, my brother Ted and I embarked on a challenging trip to access the remote waters where these fish lurk, aiming to tangle with Algonquin's trout and uncover the hidden gems of the park's rushing rivers and pristine lakes. This is the story of our adventure. Good morning, everybody. It is about 7:30 in the morning and we are jumping off on a 5-night trip here in the interior of Algonquin Park. We're heading for the Nipissing River. We're gonna be in some pretty remote backcountry areas. We got my brother Ted with me, and we got Sean James of My Self-Reliance is gonna be joining us at least for day 1 of this adventure. So yeah, we're super excited to jump off and do a little fishing. Wow, what a day. All the planning and prep, a lot goes into it. Sometimes you're like, why am I even doing this? Especially for the first trip of the year, but then you get on the water and you're just like, oh yeah, this is awesome. This is what it's all about. Really cool. Oh, we got a moose. We made it to the first lake here. Man, what a beautiful day. Probably gonna be the warmest day of the trip, but no wind in the forecast, so we might get hammered by blackflies. They're already starting to come out just as the day gets nicer. But yeah, we gotta cross this lake and then we got a long, windy, wiggly, twiggly river to follow. A couple portages until some big portaging starts to happen, and then we get into some really good trout water. So we're kind of gonna push through this section and wait till we get to some better spots before we start fishing. So here we are. We just did the first stretch and making good time. Really nice, beautiful day. So we're crossing a height of land from the Nipissing River into the Tim River system and then coming back up the Tim to where we started. So pretty awesome route. We've actually done it before, not for the faint of heart, but it gets us on some good trout waters. We need to paddle about 18 kilometers a day with some significant portaging in there as well. So yeah, not an easy trip, but really, really awesome trip. Hopefully the bite's as good. We're not as close after ice out now as last time, and there's been more people in the park sort of picking at the good spots before us. So I don't know if we'll do as well as last time, but with any luck, we should catch a few trout. Well, we have the first portage of the trip, other than from the truck to the put it, coming up. So waterfall. Okay, easy North, easy bud, easy, stay, 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 stay. Oh, Jesus, how do they not trash themselves? Good little warm up. Yeah. I'm using a Novacraft 15-foot prospector in their blue steel layup, which is a carbon fiber and Aramad mix, but it's got a layer of Negra along the bottom of the hull, just to give it a little extra, what's the word? A little extra durability, and it's a light canoe. Oh, it looks like we got a beaver dam to run here. Holy final day of this trip, we got to come all the way back up this river, if you want to call it a river. It's going up current. Actually, there's a good amount of current. So right now, it's hard to see the current, but it's definitely helping me move. Logging days. Well, we have just been making our way downriver for several hours now. A couple beaver dams and a short portage, short, steep, and muddy. And it looks like we are getting to Roseberry Lake here. So yeah, long paddle. And we have a 400 meter, immediately followed by 1300 meter, and then an 845 meter portage. North is very upset that he's not up with Callie. He wants me to speed up. North, stay. He's considering jumping out of the boat so he can run along the shore to catch up to Callie. Go on, North. How far is this one? 400?
Yeah.
Well, this is just like a little puddle hop here. There's just this small lake that we got to paddle across until the real portage starts. So that was just a little warm up. Now we have one that's getting close to a mile long. Okay, Sean is at the next portage. Big hill here, very good. is really hard. I was trying to pack lighter and ended up just like whipping a bunch of things in because I was running out of time, and brought extra batteries because I was scared to run out of batteries, and paying for it right now. But maybe the video will be better because of it. That was hard. That was hard. What the? This thing? No, we just have to pull over here. Whoa, whoa, north. Stay. Crazy how deep it is here. Look. It's fun, eh? Well, just had a little action. I wasn't going to put my rod together, but it looked like a good spot. And should have had one. Just didn't set the hook, probably because I wasn't expecting to actually get one. That was a nice one, dude. Like a solid half-pounder. No, fucking brook trout. 100, I saw it right up to the boat. I had it on. The fishing has started. Yes. This is what it's all about. We're just looking for some deep holes. We still have an 800-meter portage left. Oh, another bite. There it is. Yeah. Oh, it's a trout. Lost it. That's two I've lost now. Give me a break here, fish gods. Toying with me. That one was pretty small. Another bite. Come on, follow it. Yep. Oh my God, are you kidding me? God off. What is going on around these parts? What the hell, man? Oh, could have had dinner already. Oh well.
Sean's already there. Maybe he's got a gourmet meal cooked up for us already, and massage tables out to rub our backs.
We lost, like, between me and Ted. I lost two. One one was on for a second, the other one was on for a bit, and it came off, so I don't know what the hell's happening. Lots of bites, bummer. Would have been really making me feel good to have a fish in hand before this last portage of the day. We got an 850-meter portage here, though, so it won't seem so bad after the last one that was 1,300 meters or whatever, but still pretty hard. It's late, we're hungry and tired, but we're gonna bang it off, and hopefully that will put us in some even better trout water, and we can just load in when we get there. So fingers crossed, but no time like the present. We gotta bang this off. Well, a good dog on the ground worth three in the saddle. No matter where you're from, there's been many good dog who've been friend to a man, but Sam was the greatest one. He was a hound of hounds. He was the wonder of all walkers. He loved howling at the moon. He loved treating that raccoon. But most of all, he was my best friend, and he's gone too soon. Let's get this over with. Okay, back for the canoe. That wasn't so bad, no brakes. We going that away. That was the last portage of the day. Tough going, but every day on this trip's gonna be pretty tough with portaging and some significant upriver travel too on our second last day. So better get used to it. But to be honest with you, you do kind of get used to it a bit. And first day seems to be the hardest, and then I don't know, your body just customizes to the work. Waiting on Ted. I think it might be a good place to take a couple casts here. All right, last portage of the day done. Fairly late in the evening now. Now we have a couple kilometers to go to get to our campsite. We're just gonna basically pick our way down to the campsite. At this campsite, Ted caught a huge trout, probably 4 pounds. And I caught a really good one too, and then Sean caught one. Sean caught a big one, then I caught a bigger one, then Ted caught a tank. Just one after the other, right at kind of dusk. Oh, are you kidding me? I want a dink. I'll take whatever at this point. Yes. I've never lost so many fish in my life before. Got one. Yes, on the board. That was in a perfect little trouty looking spot. I saw that spot. I'm like, I bet you there's a trout there. Look at these, how beautiful these fish are. Look at the colors. Okay, doesn't look particularly fishy right here. So we'll make our way down a bit further. About time, man. Oof, I lost at least one that was like triple that size. Superman never made any money saving the world from Solomon Grundy. I see our campsite. Tarzan wasn't a ladies' man. He was just sitting around in some jungle scape, dumb as an ape, doing nothing. Well, Sean's at camp. He says he's caught a few fish, and good Lord, he's got a log cabin built too. Man, this guy's advanced.
And landed 5.
You landed 5? Dude, that's amazing. Here, there's one. Woo! Look at the dick on this one. I guess that's what happens when you're not spending your entire day fucking hauling goddamn 90-pound bags around, eh? And maybe you just know something about fishing as well. This is a nice one, dude. That's a good little bit of food, eh? Oh man, it is I didn't get that sunscreen around the base of my neck. Good Lord. My ginger. Yeah, so we just had a really nice fire, awesome meal, and we enjoyed a lot of delicious fried brook trout, which is just awesome. Mine got a little charred there on the skin, but man, was it ever good. Ted actually ended up catching a couple here and ended up out fishing me by the end of the day. We're feeling fairly broken. This is our like first big trip of the year. Ted's, you know, horribly out of shape with breadstick legs. I could probably be pumped a little more legs myself too, because yeah, they're feeling a little tender, but I feel good. The air smells amazing, and I'm excited for tomorrow for sure. But yeah, the day after tomorrow we're gonna have over double the amount of portaging we had today, which is kind of concerning. So yeah, we're gonna say goodbye to Sean. Tomorrow, Ted and I are gonna continue on dicks to the wind, right, Ted?
Oh, sorry.
That's a frog, eh? You hear that?
What?
You hear the frog?
Which one?
That one. What a brilliant idea that is. Yeah, good luck.
North, you gonna run the rapid?
So we just heard like a big, yeah, we're thinking it might be a bear.
We are on the water, probably about 8:30, which isn't ideal because we really wanted an early start because we have a lot of portaging to do. I remember last time we did this river, we were like about broken and hypothermic when we got to camp. And today we have like an extra 5K to paddle and an extra 2-kilometer portage on top of that. We have some easy rapids today. Hopefully the water level is high enough that we can actually run them. And then I have 2 long stretches of rapids, including Allen's Rapids, which is a huge portage. So I'm hoping that maybe we can come up with a plan to try to not have to portage all of them. Anyways, it's pretty action-packed.
Is that a beaver there? Okay, we are at the confluence here of Loontail Creek and the Nipissing. We made it to the Nipissing River, baby.
We're coming up to our first portage of the day. I think we can maybe line the upper stretch and then carry down the rest, but yeah, it's not a long one, but if I remember, it's fairly challenging. And then probably fish a bit here and then motor, run a couple rapids, fish at the base, and you know, keep paddling, and hopefully we freaking make it to camp in time, but not going to be easy to do so. Well, whew, my legs are feeling a little stiff from yesterday. Anyways, I'm just going to scout this out, and maybe we can, I don't know, line the top and then just portage the bottom. It's looking pretty shallow down there. I'd have to like rake the canoe over boulders. Probably could just line up to here though. I think that's what I'll do. Oh, should have just paddled up here. Portage over. Now we have a bunch of short rapids that hopefully we can run. And so we're just going to take a few casts here. You can't catch brook trout in the Nipissing River. There's something wrong with you. However, I'm a little concerned that we haven't even got a bite yet, and we have so far to make it. I'm sure we'll get some. This looks like a good little fishing hole here. Bit of a bushwhack here, but at least we can get through without having to drag through the alders.
the rain has picked up substantially again. Thought it was gonna die down after the morning, but no such luck. It'd be nice to catch a fish so the pressure's off, but we decided that we're gonna, you know, we fished a bit after the first portage and we decided that we're just gonna try to make some distance until the next rapid, which hopefully we can run and then fish there a bit. Canada goose. Wow, it's really coming down though. Ted's saying maybe this will bring the water level up in Allen's Rapids and we'll be able to more easily get through it as opposed to having a portage. Can you get through? Looks pretty taut. You think you can walk through there?
Yeah.
Well, there's a big log jam here, but it looks like there's a place we can kind of step out and drag the canoe under.
Drag it under? I don't think so.
Really?
No.
What, under that log right in front of us?
I don't want to walk there.
I was saying I thought you could wade it underneath that log.
I don't know, it looks really deep.
Okay. Okay, one log jam out of the way. Well, we are at the next portage and I'm gonna jump out and have a look, but I'm hoping we can run it. We don't actually have to portage, so we'll see though. If the water level's low, we might not have a choice. Get on. I think I could probably run this and just and not hit anything. Decided to run this. It's super shallow, so I hope I don't trash the canoe. Ted's lining it because his boat doesn't have such a durable bottom. North, hey bud. North swimming out to me. It's okay, North. Come on. Well, that was faster than the portage, that's for sure. Last time I was on this river, I ran this rapid and then caught a trout first cast at the base, so not having as much luck so far. Morning bite window is probably over though, but all right, sad to leave a nice little hole like this, but we really can't fish it any longer. Now we have another 100-meter portage coming up right around the next corner.
It looks fine up until that big rock where it turns. I can't see.
Well, we are cheating the portage again and just wading this sucker. Last time we ran these, but the water's just a little too low. Hey North, meet us at the end, boy. Just kind of using the current to ferry the boat as I hold on to it, and using the boat to hold my balance. That's the way to do it, because you just don't have to scout, and then it's faster than running it, you know? And if you could run it, then you jump in, you know, you just start lining. I think we're gonna just fucking run everything, dude. Run and fish along the way. Speaking of fishing, maybe we should fish here. Yeah, got one. Well, not a beast, but I'm on the board with a beautiful little trout. Look at the colors, gorgeous. Oh, lost one. Dude, you gotta stick your hand through the gill.
I did, but its tooth is shook and its tooth got me.
Oh, that's a pretty good size, man. Well, we should probably be moving on, but we just started catching fish. Ted caught a nice keeper, and I've got 2 little ones that I threw back. Well, one actually got off, but I could have landed it.
I lost another one too, so.
Oh, no. There it is, there it is. Another one. That's 3 here. Maybe I should have kept mine. We caught 5 fish here, dude. Pretty fucking good. Okay, we're back on the water. Wow, it is fucking pissing rain, eh? Beautiful pines here. A lot of big, beautiful white pines through this stretch. That's a lot of fucking water in my boat. Well, there's another one. Just past a good spot here, and we haven't been fishing for a while because we're trying to make time. Yeah, this looks like a good spot. Ted's got one. Oh, I got a good one. Feels pretty decent. Yeah, good one. Yes, a good one. We're eating tonight. There we go. A huge minnow in it. Look at this huge minnow that was in it. Yeah. Woo, there's a ton in here, dude. Saw a bunch darting around. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much. Oh, nice. Ted's got one. I just let that one go. It was kind of a dink. Yeah, yep. Oh, just pounding them here, baby. Yeah, I just let my little one go. And I'm letting this one go too, so keep it. Ted's got a big one. Lift it in, lift it in. Yes, Ted, good idea to stop here. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good one, dude. This one's no joke, buddy. This one is a good one. Oh no, it's not that good. Still decent. Yeah! Yes! That's a chunker. Here we go, baby. That's what I'm talking about right there. Let me see what you got. Cause like all these,
like this little one is so
dude, those are great.
Dude, this spot is the best spot yet.
Yeah, it's perfect.
If we mark it, because like if we come back here and the water's high, you won't even see this.
That's a rock there. Yep. Yeah, keeper. Running the rapids, catching a fish. Not a big one, but tasty.
If we hurry up, we might be able to like take a few casts at the end of Allen more relaxed.
Right.
But I still don't think no matter what, it's gonna be relaxed. But if we can line, if we can wade, like we'll be fine.
Right, but we don't really know.
We don't know. If we can't, we're kind of f***ed, I think.
There's a huge leech right on the side of your fucking boat, just under your left hand. That's a gift, eh? A gift from the creator. So the next one we'll probably have to portage. There's a dam coming up. In the boat.
All right. So we think we can carry past this sketchy first part and then maybe run and wade the rest. There's supposed to be a cool cabin along this stretch too. All right, I'm doing it. One thing about doing this portage, it'll hopefully warm us up a bit. Because it's damp, and you know, you're wearing your rain gear, so your clothes get pretty damp under it. It's just not in the forecast, this much rain. It's supposed to rain this morning, and then just be a mix of sun and cloud for the day, so I always come prepared. Woo! I think we just go for it. I think I started from the cabin last time, but realized I should have gone further. The portage around this kind of really bouldery chute. We couldn't align that. And the portage continues. There's no notes or anything on what the rapids are like. So we're just going to risk it and load the boat here. And hopefully whatever else we come into isn't as intense as that, and it's manageable, and we could wade it or line it or run it. We'll see.
So we're chancing it. We just put in below the chute there, and we're hoping we can line and wade all the other obstructions that the portage skirts around and save some time. There's the cabin. Looks like there's a fire going on in it.
Do you have a dog with you?
Yeah, well, no. But we're supposed to.
I thought it was a wolf.
There's a rapid here.
Yeah. He does look like a wolf. Well, there's a guy staying in that cabin. You can actually book the cabin. Nice cozy place. And he thought North was a wolf. He saw North run by and he came out and said, "Do you guys have a dog?" Beat up the bottom of this boat too much there, but the rain stopped. Still overcast and windy, and this part of the trip is a bit of a slog, to say the least. Really windy river, and we're just trying to paddle. It's already after 4, and we still have to deal with Allen's Rapids. Whether we wade it, I think we're going to try to wade it in line sections, but either way it's going to take a lot of time, and then we still have a ways to go after that. So we're kind of just scared because we're behind and paddling fast through this part, and it's fairly exhausting. Keeping me warm though. We're at another rapid here. It's been a bit of a slog, and I remember this one being like a fucking waterfall. We camped here last time, but it looks just like a piss trickle here, so I'm just gonna risk it. Couple of bumps there on the bottom of the old canoe. Okay, well, we managed to cheat this portage, but yeah, so then the rapid got pretty steep, and so I pulled over. You could definitely line this. No, big fucking rock. See that sideways wave right there? That'll trash this boat. So we effectively skipped the portage, yeah! Well, it's 5:30 in the evening and we're just approaching Allen's Rapids. and our campsite isn't for 3 kilometers after it, and Allen's Rapids itself is a solid 2K. So we're gonna try to wade it because the portage is 2140 meters, and we probably wouldn't make it to camp if we had to do that. So fingers crossed the water levels and the conditions allow us just to wade it. I'm not really gonna run it. Probably should have bailed too, shipping like 10,000 gallons of water. So yeah, we are at the Allen Rapids here on the Nipissing River, and we're gonna try to shoot line wade them like we've been talking about, which might be the only thing that saves us from having to get to camp in the pitch black. We've paddled quite far today. We have about 5 clicks left, but over 2 of it is this shallow rocky rapids. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. North, you're gonna run the rapid? Whoa! Dogs are just amazing. They just know how to front ferry naturally. So far, so good. I don't think Ted would want to do that with his. There'd be a hole in his canoe. But yeah, this Novacraft blue steel, man, it's like perfect for this trip. Oh, now it's getting too shallow. Ooh. I'm gonna have to get out here. North, are you swimming the rapids? Yeah, North is a really strong swimmer, and there's nothing on this stretch that I'd be worried about. But I'm always amazed at dogs. As soon as they, and bears and deer and all animals, they know the front ferry. So as soon as they go down into some current, they immediately flip like this and then doggy paddle forward against the current on a bit of an angle, and that just shoots them into the side eddy. Yeah, and so that's what North did there. Well, just taking a break here. Made it a good ways down Allen's Rapid. If we had to cut up to the Portage trail, it'd be like way up this hill. So it's basically out of the question. And yeah, it's been really deep and swift, and dangers are that your foot gets stuck in between 2 rocks and the current pushes you over and you can't get your foot out. Something to be careful for, but you can kind of use the boat as like a cane to balance on. If you fall back, you can pull up. If you fall down, you push down on the boat. Very slippery rocks, and kind of just inch along, and you got to use the current to move the boat. So if you want your boat to go to the right, you move the stern to the right, and you kind of walk that way, and the current will kind of pull the boat over like that, and vice versa. So it takes a little bit of skill, but yeah, and a lot of elbow grease, but we're getting there. So I think we made the right decision here in skipping the portage, and sun keeps on wanting to peek through. So with any luck, I don't want to jinx it, with any luck, we'll get to camp decent enough time and fry up all those chunky trout. North has decided to just walk with us and swim alongside us in the river. Might get worse up here though. Oh yeah, it's shallow right here, dude. I'm making it through, I think though. Well, I jump back in and there's a calmer section before the last big drop, but
We've been at this for a while, and we're only halfway done, and it's 7:15. So it's looking like we're not gonna get to a campsite till like 8.
Having fun there, buddy? Oh no! I went the wrong way, Ted. It's like I could have gone down on the left. Well, I think this is about the end of Allen's Rapids. That didn't feel good. The old blue steel's gonna have a couple scrapes. Well, I think it's safe to say we did it. We made it through Allen's Rapids. That's one of the largest consistent wades I've ever done. That was crazy. Tiring, but still a lot more fun than portaging. In the boat, North, go on, in the boat. Good boy, good boy. And there it is, our campsite.
Also the most comfortable, you know? Not the friendliest takeout, I suppose, but...
Holy, this is slippery. That was the hardest thing I did all day. Look at the bottom of this canoe, dude. It's not bad at all, eh? There's one little chip through the gel coat here, but that's it. Ted got some wood, got into some dry clothes. I've had this sweater since 2010, 2009. It's burnt on the back from sleeping too close to the fire on the Canoe Trail in the Northwest Territories. Anyways, I'm gonna clean up some of these fish. I'm just gonna gut them and we're just gonna fry them whole. I'm just going to just clean them with my Cold Steel SRK-C. It's like the Cold Steel SRK, but it's just a little smaller, more compact. It's a good way to clean your fish. That is a pretty darn good catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All good size. Okay, it is the end of day 2 here. We just finished up a feast of trout. Ted made some noodles to go with it, which was good, and I just got totally stuffed. We each ate 3 good eating size fish, which was delicious. Our fire was kind of struggling because there wasn't much wood and it was all soaking wet, and we just didn't feel like trudging through the soaking wet bush to get more wood, but thinking we'll have a small cooking fire, and could have been a little better, but yeah, that was good enough. And actually the fish cooked really well, kind of tasted smoky, and cooked a little slower too, which is just so good. Speckled trout or brook trout is just the best tasting fish, so that's just such a treat. And we're super happy that we could load in despite the fact that we were worried we wouldn't get to fish and all that. So we caught a ton of fish. You know, nothing really too big to write home about, but there's still tomorrow, and at the end of the day we got as much as we wanted to eat, which is just freaking awesome. So very exciting. And yeah, we ended up being able to wade a bunch of the rapids, which made it so it was doable. And we made our distance today, which some people, if they looked at what we had to do, might have doubted us, including ourselves, but we did it. I do have bear spray. It's just over by my in my Yeti bag. So we just heard like a big, like something walking through the water over here while we were cooking. Not a beaver. Yeah, we're thinking it might be a bear, but I've actually been working on my jiu-jitsu moves, so just for this situation exactly. So we should be safe. I have what feels like a real big lake trout on here. Hey Ted! It's f***ing big! Steelhead, yeah!
What happened there, Xander? First cast?
Yeah, buddy. Just ate her right up.
There's one. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing too big. But...
Oh my God.
Okay, this one's going back. Dude, you got it? Dude, that's huge. That's a good size. Nice, good size for sure. Wait 3 seconds. Oh, Trout's got one too. It's a mayhead. Ted over there, fixing up his canoe, missing out on the pike action. This is a good amount of food that you caught, bud. Fill her up. Oh yeah.
It's like quite heavy, like 10 pounds, I don't know.
Beautiful campsite. Switched to double blade for Lake Superior, and looking forward to what the day has to hold.
Looks like a good eating size.
Keep it.
Sure.
Steelhead, yeah!
Is that good? Is that
Dude,
good?
that's wicked,
Oh,
man.
great.
That's an anadromous. Yo, it's a steelhead. They call it salmon trout. Its colors aren't that good at this time of year.
Whoa.
Yeah. Steelhead, bro.
Dude,
We're eating
big.
steelhead.
There's a little lunker too.
Yeah! That's epic, dude.
Sick.
That's way better than lake trout. Well, here we are. Oh. Oh man, I'm snagged. Okay. Got something on here. Feels like a decent size. Oh, it's a lake trout.
Jim's got a lake trout. Nice.
Yes, I'll take it.
Look at that. Nice fish, man.
Woo! Talk about rags to riches with the fishing, eh?
Yeah, nothing skunked on the river for the most part. Jim caught a bass. But yeah, man, one of my biggest pike, and then my biggest trout, and then there was a steelhead, which I've never caught before. So
They're way better tasting than lake trout too, eh?
that was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's real exciting. So this trip it's a full experience now. We got it all.
Wow, just beautiful white sand beaches. A lot of little protected bays to duck into. Just smooth rocks, ice scoured Canadian Shield country at its finest.
Xander's got a laker.
You can always take it home. Just put it in a Ziploc, put a little water in the back of your canoe, and
We're gonna let it go.
We got enough.
Nice laker. Woo! Nice one. Should I keep? Okay, and there it is. Nice fish.
I have what feels like a real big lake trout on here. Hey Ted! It's f***ing big! Another lake trout. Man, these things are just smashing the Williams spoon. Another nice one. My GoPro ran out of memory cards. And when I went to take the memory card out, the memory card shot out over the side of the canoe and I lost it. It sunk in the water. It just was out of reach. I couldn't get it in time. And so that's like an enormous amount of this trip footage, which this trip was too hard to really film that much in the first place. So just an enormous amount of trip footage gone. All my lining shots, whitewater shots, everything all just gone. So that is extremely, extremely devastating. You know, I come out here, I was away from my family for an entire week, working my ass off, need the content, and I just lose what took me incredibly enormous amounts of difficulty to get, is all that content, and now it's just whipped into the lake. Lake Superior giveth, Lake Superior taketh away, I guess, but that is absolutely devastating. It's not that big. Another lake trout, baby. There's that fish. Not too bad. Couple pike today, 3 pike, 4 lake trout today for old Jim. Yeah, to be honest with you, I was starting to get worried the fishing just wasn't going to be good. It was terrible on the Dog River. We were hoping that, you know, we could get into something, but all I caught the whole time was a bass. So I wasn't so inclined to get out there and try this morning, but when we did try, immediately Xander caught a nice pike on his first cast. He ended up catching his personal best pike. Then we all pretty much started slamming pike, and we have a mess of pike to eat. Then Xander caught a nice steelhead right at the mouth. I caught another pike at the mouth, and then I've just caught 4 lake trout, and Xander's caught 1. So it is from rags to riches out here, from famine to feast when it comes to the fishing department. Super exciting. Got another one. Oh, this one's a pretty decent size. Yeah. There we go. Release, nice clean hook. Okay, well, we're gonna pull over and have a little shore lunch here. I am a Midwest farmer. I make a living off the land. I drive a John Deere tractor. I'm a liberated man. Perfect. Just cleaned up the lake trout. This is what we have here. Solid haul. Love it. So I'm actually gonna try to store this and keep it cool. But first, we're gonna fry up a bunch of this pike with some fish crisp and have an epic shore lunch. We were just deboning it. We just kind of quickly filleted them today at camp. Now we've taken the bones and the skin off of them. And next we're gonna fry them up over the fire and just hopefully there's enough to feed us all a good meal. Wow, delicious shore lunch here, guys. This is fresh caught Lake Superior northern pike.
from the spring too, when it tastes the best. Fried up over an open fire. I've actually been using lard lately as opposed to cooking oil. It's lighter, it doesn't spill anywhere, and it's actually a whole food, so it's probably better for you. And pretty much the same results, so definitely the same results. This is awesome. Like, we pulled over, endless amounts of wood, and like epic view of Lake Superior, just gifted with a beautiful day. I think we deserve it. And I can just see right out to the horizon right here. We pulled up right beside a little tributary. Super beautiful spot. So nice that the mosquitoes and black flies decided to join us, unfortunately. Love getting Frank's Red Hot in my cuts.
Yeah, man, that's what happened to me.
Well, we are just finishing off an epic shore lunch, and some shenanigans have erupted, and guys are just whipping a rock to try to hit another rock out of the air, basically skeet shooting with rocks. Something tells me girls don't do this stuff when they're out here. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, delicious fish. So we ate a bunch of the pike, then we got into the steelhead that Xander caught. We're gonna save some lake trout, and we're gonna push off. Probably have to get to camp late because we spent so much time on the shore lunch, but it was a real treat. So I think we deserve it after all the challenging work we've done in the past few days. So awesome times. Well, it was a super calm day, but in the evening here, fairly strong wind has picked up, and we're in the middle of doing the largest crossing likely that we're going to do on this entire trip. You know, Lake Superior is very cold. You get hypothermia really quick. So we're just doing it in pairs. So I'm just paddling beside Brad and Cam here. I'm a little bit worried about Max because he only has a single bladed paddle. So Xander and Ted are back there with Max. They might duct tape two paddles together just because, to be honest with you, going into a headwind, you're just safer, it's faster, and Max's boat's a little slower than ours, being a whitewater boat. And nobody wants to get hypothermatic. Someone better get a fire going quick. Please get a match lit before we freeze off our asses and our dicks. Max's paddle problematic. He might become hypothermatic if he dumps in the river. Been working on that one for a few days. Well, we are still battling some headwinds here. We completed the large crossing, which fortunately never got scary. The brook kind of had to break up, and Xander and Ted and Max hugged the shore because they were back behind us, pulling over to have a coffee or something. Okay, well, we made it to camp with some sunlight to spare. We're out of the wind in the lee of this big whaleback island. And we know we're camping in this area. There's a river, the Door River, coming in here. Beautiful waterfall in the canyon. And we can either camp here or over there. What do you guys want to say?
Doesn't matter to me. That's all cleared and flat, like it's forest site.
Yeah. There's no sun in there.
I like sun.
You like sun? Yeah. I think this is calling to us. There's a fucking waterfall.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like the rest of the crew made it. There's paddle around the corner, so we weren't too far behind. Looks like Max might have taped two paddles together and made a double blade. I'm just figuring out a way to keep my fish nice and cold. This is the last campsite of the trip. We're gonna head off tomorrow in rain and headwinds to finish it off. We have about 10K left, which will likely take us about 3 hours. So it's just really special to get out here and experience with my brother, and all these guys have just been great. All experienced wilderness travelers, whitewater paddlers, so really awesome crew. And yeah. Feeling a little sore. Oh, this is not an easy trip, man. My trips this year have been pretty hard, but I feel good. So, till the next one.
I was like just blown away with how
absolutely spectacular. Denison Falls was, man.
Yeah, I don't even remember it being that good.
It was so good. It was amazing.
I can't think of a waterfall in my life that's more beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, and I don't want to
find the other trail that missed it.
Yeah. I don't want to be like it's the most beautiful waterfall I've ever seen because like I don't know. I hate saying that, but it's holy shit.
Yeah.
The one like the ones that I've
that was
personally seen,
insane.
Also because of where it is too,
And
right?
the
Like
fact that you
Niagara is epic, but there's like shadows of casinos on it. You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah,
yeah.
You're right. They should put a casino in Denison Falls.
you're totally right.
It is very spectacular.
Yeah.
How far it drops, and even like the top drop is a gargantuan waterfall.
Yeah, how
and
it's-
that's before it even dropped like several times.
How it starts in that canyon, too.
And then even after the put-in, there's another huge waterfall.
I think it was so
No?
cool. How
Like, right
after all of
where
that,
it is.
we're just rewarded with like fiddle heads and just a fish slam fest and a huge fry.
So we had
How cool was that?
honestly, it felt like a party.
Yeah.
Like it really felt like it was.
We all
it
started
was a
getting
fish
rowdy
party.
and
Yeah,
whipping
Short lunch fish party.
That was the funniest thing of the
that was really
I'm still
fun.
cracking up at the rock throw. It just felt so good.
It did, yeah. It felt primal.
It felt right.
Yeah, it felt like
Right. Morning sip of cowboy coffee. Chilly morning, but beautiful with fog and mist. Ted's just getting some more water boiled up there for oatmeal. Woke up at 5, but didn't start getting ready till about 20 after lying around for a bit. And I think both of us just, it's hard to face the realities of what we have to do today. Just portaging into burnt root is hard enough, but before burnt root we have 3 long portages, 2 particularly long ones. So, but yeah, we're heading off of the Nipissing system, essentially crossing a height of land into the Petawawa system. Well, North is just acting weird this morning and limping and wouldn't get up. I went over and fed him some bacon and he seems to be in some pain and discomfort on his back leg. So I don't really know what happened. Yeah, he's kind of whining a bit and stuff like that. So anyways, we're worried because we have so much portaging today and it's like the worst day for him to get injured. So we're just gonna have to like help him in and out of the boat and slowly walk with him on the portage trail, maybe even carry him depending what he can do. We have the toughest day of the trip so far. We're worried again we're not going to make it because we have like 6 kilometers of portaging or something like that. We're leaving the Nipissing River system today as well and heading through lakes, so we're not going to have the opportunity to sort of cheat the portage and wade down the rapids. This is super cool, eh? Did you say it's already 8? Oh, we said we'd wake up at 5 and we broke camp in 2 hours. We said we'd wake up at 5 and break camp at 2.5 hours. So on the water at 8 and we're just paddling through a magical mist right now. Looks like it's going to be an absolutely beautiful day, which is quite the contrast from yesterday. Things are all going great except for poor North being horribly injured. North seems to be comfortable in the canoe, sitting and lying down, but sometimes when he's walking, you can tell that he's just in discomfort. So I'm just feeling super concerned about that. Like, stuff happens. I know it's not my fault. It's not my fault. He's out here living the life
most dogs only dream of, but at the same time I feel kind of like there's something I did or shouldn't have done, or when did it happen, you know. Definitely seemed to, whenever it happened, it didn't seem to be bothering him till hours and hours later, really the next morning. Beautiful morning though, everything would be pretty much perfect if it wasn't for that. Just making me feel stressed out, because I don't know, like, are we gonna have to carry him on the portages? Man, huge log jam. I'm just stuck on it right now. That's the first little part. And then up here, it's just an absolute show. Looks like a portage. Oh man, this was not anticipated. It's also like horrifically deep right here. North, lie down. Boy. Just trying to put North in the boat because we don't want him to aggravate his injury anymore by letting him like jump in and jump out like he usually does. So we're just kind of trying to baby it. Looks like a pretty sketchy takeout, dude. Maybe you should let me get out first. Stay.
I thought his left front leg was hurting him.
Yeah, poor fucking guy, eh? So far so good. North was able to walk that trail and down the steep hill. Even one time he kind of looked a little peppy, so I think it means that he's gonna walk. I just got to make sure that I'm just worried about him jumping in and out of the boat or just doing anything abrupt. So I'm gonna just keep bringing him in and out of the boat. So it's gonna take a bit more time, but he seems to be okay just walking slowly. It's the train they call the city of New Orleans. And there it is, folks. Regrettably, we have to leave the Nipissing River behind and start a long string of portages. I don't know how much we're even gonna be able to film because we're gonna be in such a rush. So hopefully the next scene, you see us still alive in one piece, maybe bleeding, bloodied, exhausted, sweating, torn clothes, maybe no clothes, but you see us on the other side of these portages, baby. I see water. I see water. Yes, baby. Yes. Still got to get the canoe. We've been leapfrogging. Canoe's about 400 meters back, and then we paddle 100 meters and start portaging again, but we just banged off 2K. It's taking longer than anticipated. Other portage is right there. Son of a bee. We pretty much did it. We made it through
geez, many kilometers of portaging, and we're at a campsite here before dark. There you go. Anyways, we didn't get a fish big enough to keep today. There's some in this lake here, so maybe we'll get one, but I haven't had much luck here before, so might be SOL. But anyway, it's gonna be nice to just you know, chill and get a good night's sleep. So anyways, yeah, gotta get everything out, get tent set up, get wood going and all that. So still plenty to do. North took the prime real estate.
Oh, he's a good boy.
Anyways, feeling a little bit more energy now after getting everything set up. Got a nice fire going there, and thinking I'm gonna cook up some dinner and climb into bed because I'm tired. Went pretty good. Once again, I made my cowboy coffee in an Nalgene bottle. Give it a spin, a little whirl, like a rock guitar. That's what you want to do. Yeah. We're feeling awesome this morning. It was definitely enjoyable. A bit of a slower pace this morning. North seems to be doing maybe better than yesterday morning, I would say. But he's definitely still injured, and it's just causing me a lot of concern and anxiety. I hope whatever it is that, you know, we take him to the vet and they could figure it out, and it's something where you can just kind of rest it up and not need any serious, you know, type of surgery or something like that. We're both really concerned for him, and we're giving him extra bacon and extra pats and all that kind of stuff. So today should be a good day. We're starting off with a couple of portages, including one that's, you know, getting close to a mile long. But then, yeah, we'll be in a large lake. We got to, you know, paddle a large lake and then potentially paddle up a swift. We don't know. We might have to portage. We might be able to line. So we should be getting into some good fishing as well. There's lake trout in these waters now too. So, you know, they don't, to me, taste as good as brook trout, but they're pretty delicious, and they also get huge. So there's a chance we might be tangling with some much bigger fish. Well, we're just trolling across Robinson. Beautiful island with some big kind of rocky outcrops. Just really cool campsite there too. And trolled some suckers actually at the base of a dam, and saw a bunch of suckers as we pulled up to the short portage we did just before getting to this lake. That was pretty cool. And saw some very much likely trout jumping as well, but haven't managed to get anything. So. But we're almost at another portage. We have a 1,285 meter portage, which is definitely significant. We made it, so that's like another 1,400 meters. And North, he's a good boy actually. It's good to have taken the time to actually train him to stay. And plus he just knows that, you know, what we want him to do and that it's best for him, because as we're either leapfrogging our gear or walking to the end, leaving it, going back for the next trip like we did in this case, North can just stay with our gear, lie down, get comfy. That way North doesn't have to walk back and forth with us, potentially aggravating his injury. So yeah, he's good. And now he kind of knows the drill. So he's making his way along. We're still worried about him. It seems like maybe his back. I was thinking maybe it's ribs or his back. So maybe it's his back. But anyways, today is pretty good. I think we have maybe a lot of flat water paddling and some good potential lake trout waters on a huge, beautiful backcountry lake. And then maybe 2 more short portages, maybe just 1.
We've done it.
We've done it. Yeah! That was a tough portage, but it's looking like there's not much wind and it's cold, too cold for the black flies. Barely a ripple on the lake. Awesome conditions. About 14 kilometers to paddle now. I have a smaller size Williams spoon on. Ted's got a full-size Williams whitefish on. There are brook trout and lake trout on this lake, so I figure when I'm trolling I could catch either or. Ted's sort of limiting himself to lake trout with the big spoon, although probably a better chance of catching one. Ted's got a lake trout with the Williams whitefish.
Rookie.
Yeah! Ted landed a freaking trout, a speckle too, which is kind of strange considering he was using a Williams whitefish, which is a large lure, but yeah, what can I say? It's just a good lure. Anyway, so we got 1 on the board, which is exciting, and we're going to be passing through a couple more areas that are good, so fingers crossed we can catch dinner for tonight.
More.
We have reached the inflow of a river here. Pretty good fishing spot from our experience, and water's quite a bit lower this year at this time, so we might be able to paddle up this into the next lake, which is where we're going. Fingers crossed. Hooked into something here. Yeah! Come to Papa. There you go. I'm thinking probably I can creep up the side of this and then wade up the rapid and skip having to portage. But it's gonna be hard. It's hard to tell because of the current, but it seems like Ted's hooked into a pretty good one here. But he's fighting it upriver. It's an upriver battle. Oh, it's big. It's big. It's a brook trout. Stay calm, stay calm. I saw its tail. It looked like a really good sized fish, but Ted just got on a little honey hole. I was casting and wasn't having any luck because I was blocked by the tree. Well, Ted jumped out to this mid-rapid boulder and just smashed what looks like the best fish of the trip here for sure. Oh, it's a lake trout. No, it's a big brookie. It's a good size, dude. Yeah! 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 Oh, nice, bud! Woo! Woo! Landed it.
Hard jacked it, dude, up the current. I can't believe I didn't lose it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. So we waded up this rapid, but Ted was hitting a bunch of small ones after he'd paddled the bulk of the current before he got out. And
even got a keeper, so we walked back and Ted just smashed a beauty. So we're just heading back to the boat, but yeah, we're gonna have a good trout dinner tonight, so huge morale booster.
Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Voyageurs used to sing. In fact, voyageurs who know more songs and had better voices would get paid more. So it just goes hand in hand with canoe travel. Xander Budnick!
It's Xander Budnick! Whoa! Whoa! What are you guys doing out here? No way, bud.
I don't know, we weren't expecting to bump into you though.
By the way, Xander, North somehow trashed himself and he's really hurt. Yeah, we've been lifting him in and out of the boat. We think he like cracked a rib or hurt his back or something, man. Yeah, it's been pretty heartbreaking, to be honest with you. Yeah! Well, we didn't need to keep this one. It's kind of small. I'm gonna let it go. Well, we did it. The mission for the day has been accomplished. Catch a fish, do the portage, paddle the lakes, meet up with Xander Budnick at a beautiful spot. Awesome. Didn't see a soul all day. Nobody at any of the campsites. We have these last two large backcountry lakes all to ourselves. Pretty amazing. Hey Xander, which way are you going after this? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Woo! In your face, Budnick! All right, well, time to go to camp. Beautiful, beautiful spot here. And caught 2 trout here, both keepers, but one was particularly a beauty, but I threw them both back because we decided we have enough food to eat. Xander has a fish, me and Ted have 4, and one of them's a tank, so we're good. Okay, hi Xander.
Hello.
Hi. So we're here with Xander. Are you up on a hill there? You're a tall dude.
I'm almost as tall as you.
No, you're on a hill. I'm in a
You're
gully.
on a hill too, man.
I'm in a gully. How could we both be on hills?
Should we go on a flat
Yeah,
spot?
sure. Let's go other way. Let's see how that looks. No, down a little more. Down into the gully. Into the gully with you. There you go. That's more like it.
I was there yesterday, man, early in the morning, and that is a distance away.
You think we're gonna make it?
Yeah, but it's gonna be an awful day of river paddling hard.
Dude, even the last day is gonna be hard, man.
We are at the end of day 4 here on this adventure, and easily the best campsite of the trip. Perched up with a nice view over the river. Gorgeous backcountry lake here, pretty remote. Nobody else on this lake at all. Ted and I have a beast of a day tomorrow, and Xander thought that it was pretty much crazy what we have to do tomorrow, and he might be right. So hoping to get an early start. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow starts off with, guess what? A back-breaking portage. Then we're gonna head upriver for many, many kilometers. I think almost 20 clicks, or if not more, up pretty strong current. So we'll see how that goes, but a little elbow grease, we should be able to make it. So stay tuned, and nighty night. Morning, Xander.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. You have a good sleep?
Something great. Yeah, I drank a whole half a liter of hot chocolate and passed right out.
Cool.
It's a miracle.
There's cowboy coffee and an algae strip up. Going back to my roots.
magic. Extends and destends, and it blows air. And you're like,
he's really lucky we bumped into him here because it was just, he was lost, he was cold. We had to get a, you know, teach him how to light a fire and all those kinds of things. You know, so thankfully I feel like with some of the knowledge we've given him and boost of spirit, he should be able to, you know, move on.
Well, we are all packed up. Xander just pushed off, and we're starting off with a portage that bypasses a long, narrow stretch of rapids where there might be some good fishing in some of the little eddies and holes along the way. I don't know if we're gonna have any time though to fish that, but we will on some other spots today at portages that hopefully we can actually wade up and track up some of them, and we don't actually have to portage, which will speed things up. Anyways, enough blabbing. I gotta get on the water and get moving. So here we go. Day 5. Ted and Xander have already been out here fishing for a while. Got one. Feels good. Oh no, it's decent. Yeah, first cast of the day, baby. Woo! In your faces. Oh my God, it's a slap! Holy crap! Ted just landed a tank. Oh my God, Ted's landed the biggest fish of the trip. Yeah, buddy, that one's bigger than the one yesterday. Nice. Well, not the tank that Ted just caught, but we're catching fish out here. Bye-bye. Ted just landed a beauty. I'm a little jealous because that's 2 big ones he's caught. I've caught my share as well. I caught some nice ones, a couple good ones, but Ted's caught a couple like pretty much beasts. The one he just caught now maybe wasn't as long as the one yesterday, but fatter. So I'm just like, what is he doing that I'm not doing? Is it luck? Is it positive attitude? Is there something wrong with me? Do I need to do some soul searching? These are the questions I'm asking myself. Anyways, we have really, really far to go today. So yeah, 2 more days left counting today, and they ain't gonna be easy. So we better start motoring. Just paddling right across the bay here, right across this lake to the next portage trail. Oh, this is a beast of a portage. 1450 meters. A mile is 1600 meters. And it's pretty though. Starting to feel it. But eating some of our food and the pack lightening up a bit, and also just getting used to it, getting in a little better shape. Feel better at this point on a portage than I did on day 1. So that's good. Wow, we're there. That wasn't so bad. Look, this just happened now. This just happened now.
Yeah, I didn't see this.
No, so we just kicked up a moose. Fresh tracks here.
I saw some walking in, but I didn't see this many right here.
I didn't see them walking in, but like, look at this. That too. So we didn't hear it, but we just kicked up a moose. Tough way to start the portage. Huge uphill. Oh my God, I see the end. First trip, honestly, was over before I thought, but the second one, man, wasn't easy. All right, we are heading upriver now for a very, very long way, but it feels good to get a beast of our portage, our last really big one, out of the way. Took a long time, but it's good to be done. Looks super fishy in here.
Suppose there could be lake trout in here, eh?
Maybe, yeah.
Not our target species, but I caught a little perch.
Yeah!
Is it a good one?
Yeah, it's a nice one. Trolling in the lake. You suck at holding fish, clearly.
Well, as you can see, Ted caught a nice one here trolling. So probably gonna keep that too, and another speckled trout dinner. That's what it's all about. All right, we're at the first swift, and we're gonna try to just beast paddle up it and skip the portage. It might be very hard. It might be too shallow at these water levels. Looks shallow, yeah. I think you can do it. Too shallow here. Trying to drag up this rapid and wade. Oh, it's chilly. Temperature just dropped. I don't have my waders on, so I'm just wading in wet. Wading in wet, wading in cold water. Chilly bum bum. I should probably throw them on before I get the hypothermia. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
Do we keep this?
Yeah!
Double header! Woo! Well, we managed to skip the portage again, going upriver, basically wading and tracking and hauling up this waterfall. This is actually the remains of an old logging dam, and we were able to just haul right up it. And I left North in the boat because I don't want him running around on shore and worsening his injury, but he looks like he's doing a lot better, which is relieving. Anyways, we have a ways more to wade and then a bit of paddling. We're gonna be hard pressed to make it to where we need to make it tonight, so fingers crossed. My God, that was insane. Me and Ted just waded the boat up a freaking 500-meter stretch of rapids, and a few times it looked sketchy and we're like, what are we doing? That was advanced. That was an advanced level maneuver. I don't recommend doing that. We got into it and then we're just like, oh my God, this is way further. And I got my sleeve wet. right at the end. Anywho, that was crazy. Pants are like, I was wading up, you know, dick deep, beyond dick deep, we'll call it, a few times. And I had to do it with North in the boat because I didn't want North to be, you know, running along shore, which made it that much harder. So that was just insane. That we were not expecting that. That took like way longer than anticipated. Yeah, it's just so fast, deep in places. So we're going to have to come up with another plan and just maybe leave more paddling for tomorrow. The site's marked right here. We're at a portage now, and we might end up making camp here. It's late, and if no one's taking the spot, because we don't want to rush and endanger ourselves. So we'll see.
We are at camp here. Just got a fire going. Ted got a tarp set off because it was raining pretty good, but that sort of died off. Let's hope it stays that way. Got the tent set up. Nice little spot here. We have a beast of a day tomorrow to finish our trip, so we don't know how much fishing we're going to get to do because we have some portaging and stuff, but we have what turns out to be a pretty nice site here, just along a little, you know, rapid here, and there's an old farm or an old homestead someone tried to hack out of the bush many years ago, and the remains of an old log cabin with all hand-hewed logs, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna get some hottie C going. For anyone that doesn't know what hottie C is, it means hot chocolate, and then we're gonna cook up the fish, maybe a little side, and go to bed. So
I'll take my hottie C, extra hottie.
I like extra
Actually,
C.
I would like extra C, chocolate.
No, do you need it? Wow. Pretty good. So good.
They're like the best ones yet, I think.
Yeah, man.
Well, it is the end of day 5. Significant amount of travel today, and caught a bunch more fish, actually. Ted caught a tank, potentially bigger than the one the day before, and just got into some numbers, even though we hardly had any time to fish. Portage was tough, but an unexpected challenge was this like really long rapid we decided to wade up, and just basically hauled over an old broken down logging dam. But if everything's perfect, we get out of here, I make it home, and I have dinner of trout for Tori and the kids, and wish her a happy Mother's Day. So that'll be the quest for tomorrow. Anyways, time to go to bed. I'm real tired.
North seems to be doing a lot better today. Like no whimpering and no stiff to get up and stuff like that. So we're thinking maybe he just put his back out and maybe it's kind of gotten better. And the scene you've all been waiting for. Jim Baird eats porridge for 5 minutes. It is the final day of our trip. And what a day it is. We have many, many, many miles of wiggly, twiggly, twiggly, giggly, siggly, twiggly, twiggaloo river to go up. And the current only gets stronger. Then we have, how many portages, Ted? 4 portages around waterfalls. Then some lakes to paddle, then some more twiggly upriver and really narrow back to our truck. Okay, day 6. We don't have a choice but to make it out of here today. So, you know, up at 5. Probably didn't really get out of the tent till about 1/4 after a little snoozing, you know, let's be honest. And yeah, beauty freaking morning. Guess the rain kind of came all yesterday afternoon and evening, and it is blue skies. Few clouds but nothing much. Not too hot, not too cold. Loving it.
Beaver dam. An old one, looks like we might have to get out. Negative.
My turn to paddle up the beaver dam. Let's see if I fare better than Ted. So far, oh, so good. Well, that did not go as planned. Sorry, North. That'll be good for his back. Good boy. Oh. God damn these beaver dams. I just fell through it. Oh my God, these beaver dams are proving to be harder than anticipated.
Yeah!
Yes!
You did it!
I haven't learned much from the last debacle on a beaver dam, so I'm gonna try to run up this one. Looks shallower at least here. Just the second last portage of the trip here. It's 450 meters, again around a long, shallow rapid, and this one has a pretty significant waterfall as well as we head upriver. North just sprung out of the boat and seems like totally fine. I definitely don't think he's totally fine, but huge improvement. North, heel. I'm still trying to keep wraps on him, but yeah, he seems to be way better, so enormously relieving. That it clearly means that his injury is not as severe as we thought. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out,
Breathing, got a machine head. Muddy trail, 450 meter portage, up a big hill. It's not that easy. 450 meters, you know, that gets to the point where it starts hurting. I mean, nothing compared to the other things we've done this trip, but it's still something. Good boy. Essentially, we're getting back onto the route we came in on to get back to our truck. So we're gonna have the first portage of our trip is also going to be the last. It's been pretty cool. We've been, you know, hanging out with Xander, starting the trip with Sean, just me and Ted for a few days, and the scare of North's injury just seemed really bad, but now we feel just elated that he seems to be doing much better. Like maybe he's put his back out and it popped back in or something like that. So that's just a huge relief. And just having this really challenging route to do and being worried we weren't gonna have enough time to catch any fish, to just having a bunch of delicious speckled trout dinners, all that we wanted to eat and more. It's just been really freaking awesome. So we did it. Listen to the peepers. I see the parking area and the forest access road where we began our canoeing fishing trip. And absolute marathon today. Just upriver endlessly. So it feels good that we got her done. Just in the neck too.
Just in the neck.
Well, I already ended my video, but I just wanted to turn the camera on to say
We got the camp in Northern Ontario. So that makes me very happy. I wasn't sure whether we were going to get it, whether all the stars would align and all the other things we had to do and everything to make it work, and documentation we had to get, but it looks like we have bought the place. So that is my announcement that I'm making now, is that our family has a cottage or a camp or a cabin, whatever you want to call it. They're all called different things depending what part of the country you live in, but in Northern Ontario they're called camps. And that's very much what this is, very off-grid, and a cabin in the woods, water access. It's pretty much my dream. Growing up at a water access cottage and spending much of my time there is really what connected me with nature and made me learn about boats and paddling and portaging and fishing and all the things that I do now. It just made such a difference to me. And although we live at what a lot of people would consider to be a cottage, you know, somewhere that's a little more remote, that's water access, is really important to me. And I'm really fulfilled because of what that is going to offer our kids. It's going to give our kids that experience. So yeah, I'm actually kind of getting a little emotional right now about it. And when I saw the text come in, I welled up and I gave Ted a big hug, and Ted was just like, okay. It's maybe a little bit awkward, but I don't care. Stay tuned for the Baird family's cabin adventures, which will be another whole big addition to my channel.